guys, and welcome back to Oh So Sweet. So as you can see behind me, I've got a completely brand new setup going on. All these new things, so exciting. It's been an exciting week and it's been nice to kind of rearrange and get a little bit more space for all the sewing. And I've got a new sign as well. Love it, love it. Anyway, so in today's video, I want to go through how we make masks. I'd like to share my pattern with you today and basically give you a little tutorial on how we create one of these masks. There's 2-ply fabric in here, so it's 2 pieces of cotton that are put together with a little bit of elastic. So let's get started. I've got 2 pieces of fabric here and they're both exactly the same in terms of measurement. So my measurements are 8.5 inches by 8 inches. So it will be 8.5 in terms of the actual width of your mask, and then height wise we've got 8 inches. You'll need 2 pieces of elastic. These ones measure at 17 centimeters each, and you might need a little clipper as well, just to make sure we tidy up all of those loose ends. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the 2 pieces of fabric facing each other. So that's right sides facing each other. Okay, what I should have done was iron this a little bit, got a few creases, but that's okay. If you want to sort of make sure that your fabric is flattened out as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to insert these pieces of elastic so that they're on the inside of the fabric. One end is going to be poking out there, and then we're going to pull it down and we're going to have another end poking out towards the bottom. So the 2 pieces of elastic ideally are going to go towards the sides. We're going to have one facing top to bottom there and one on the other side. So we're going to sew those as we go along. So what we'll do is we'll start sort of just at the top here. I'm going to leave a bit of a gap in the middle here. Now that gap there should ideally be at least about 3 inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches, just so you can turn the mask inside out and sew over the edge. So I'm going to start here, I'm going to sew to the corner, I'm going to pop that piece of elastic in the corner, take it all the way down to the bottom, pop the elastic in that bottom end there, and then around to the other side, the elastic in the corner, up to the top, again that piece up in the corner, and then up to here, and obviously making sure that we've got that little gap in the middle. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we've managed to sew all the way around. Now there is a little bit of a gap that we have, so what we're going to do is just sort of snip off all of those bits of thread, and I'm going to now get those 2 pieces of elastic, pull them through, and we've ended up with a nice square. Now you can actually tug on the ends here just to kind of pull those corners out, and it saves you having to go in with an instrument and try and get those corners fully out. So we've now got our square. Now this is the bit that we're going to kind of sew up. However, when we do our top stitch, that will actually get that covered up anyway. So best thing to do now is to get an iron and to press it. So we're going to actually put in some pleats. Now in terms of the pleats, I tend to kind of do them in sort of inches. So what I'll do is I'll kind of very roughly measure about an inch, inch and a half, and I'll create a fold. And what I'll do is I'll kind of bring that down by about 2 centimeters, hold that in place, and then again I'll measure from there. You can do about an inch and a half, and you can bring that down so that you've got 2 pleats that are sat together like that. And if you want to measure this, you can do. If you want to do a rough sort of estimate like I've done, you can as well. What you'll need to do now is you'll need to get the iron and make sure that bottom edge is all neatened up as well. And we're going to press that, so bear with me, I'll be back in a second. Okay, so our mask is now flattened, ironed, and the seam that was sort of open as well, we've got that nicely flattened so that we can do a top stitch. So all we're going to do is we're just going to stitch all the way around in a rectangle for our top stitch now. And there we go, so you can just use your clippers just to kind of get rid of those loose bits of thread. And if you see any other bits, just get those all neatened up. Okay, and there you go guys, so the mask is ready, we've got our pleats in place that will open up quite nicely. These wash very well as well, you can pop them in the washing machine and they should last a fair bit of time. So thank you so much again for tuning in to Oh So Sweet. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. Do like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time very, very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to Oh So Sweet.